London. Winter. 1840. The air above the city is icy, wet, cutting. But inside Buckingham Palace, the heat is rising. Not from the fireplaces, not from the steam drifting above the royal kitchens. But from tension. From anticipation of an event that will change not only the Queen's fate, but an entire era. Young Victoria, who has ruled for just 3 years, is not preparing for a political decision. She is preparing for a wedding. For the most personal, most emotional step of her life, her marriage to Prince Albert. And every detail of this ceremony must be flawless. Especially, the wedding cake. And now, the weight of this responsibility rests on the shoulders of the royal head confectioner, Mr. Charles Elm. He knew a great deal about royal whims, but this commission was a challenge like no other. Because Victoria doesn't want just a dessert. She wants a symbol. A statement. A manifesto of love, of monarchical power, and of Britain's greatness. And so, the birth of a legend begins. Elm bends over blueprints, actual architectural drawings. The cake must be round, multi-tiered, a symbol of eternity. Its base, a massive 3-meter pedestal. Above it, 2 more tiers, each slightly smaller. The total weight, around 300 pounds. Nearly 140 kilograms. This is not baking. This is a monument. In the kitchens, a sacred craft begins. The finest royal butter, hundreds of eggs, sacks of flour, dark thick rum. And sugar. White as fresh snow. From it, they must create a glaze without a single crack, without even a hint of cream color. But sugar brings the first true crisis. The confectioners work day and night. The dough is so heavy it takes 2 strong men to lift it. The ovens roar, and the aroma travels down corridors all the way to Victoria's private rooms. They say she smiled. Her future cake was already alive. But the greatest trial is still ahead, the icing. Capricious sugar cracks, yellows, collapses with the slightest mistake. Mr. Elm holds the bowl over the water bath himself. Checks the temperature himself. And in this moment, it isn't his hands that tremble. It's history. Because one wrong move, and everything collapses. But the miracle happens, the enormous tiers are covered in a sparkling sugar shell. And then the moment of truth arrives, the decoration. The cake becomes a sweet empire. At its base, sugar sculptures of the lion and the unicorn. Above them, interwoven initials, V and A, like the hands of lovers. And crowning it all, a full-figure statue of Queen Victoria herself, surrounded by angels. One representing love. The other, loyalty. This was a cake message. To the nation, about the strength of its queen. To Albert, about the purity of her devotion. February 10, 1840. St. James's Chapel. When the giant cake was presented to the guests, the room fell silent. Newspapers wrote about it as loudly as they wrote about the royal wedding. And rare photographs of the time spread across the country like wildfire. And the ending was sweeter than anything. Pieces of the cake were sent to friends, courtiers, charities, even servants. And those who didn't receive one bought miniature copies from clever bakers. London was flooded with royal cakes. Victoria and Albert fed an entire nation. And it was this very cake, white, towering, magnificent, that became the ancestor of all modern wedding cakes. Before Victoria, they were dark, modest, fruit-based. She transformed them into symbols of luxury, romance, and bright beginnings. So next time you see a tall, snowy white wedding cake, remember the winter of 1840, the trembling hands of royal confectioners. And the young queen who changed the taste of weddings around the world with a single cake. It was more than just baking. It was the first cake in history to become a media sensation.